So in this video, we're going to teach you how to go from this, or maybe this, to this. Hey everyone, it's Tyler from Universal Rackets, and in this video, we're going to be teaching you how to put the ball away. Once again, if you stay tuned for this whole video, we are going to make you more aggressive, more offensive, and when the balls are above the net, we are going to teach you how to put them away and automatically win the point. The game of pickleball at a beginner, intermediate, or club level is you dink, you dink, you dink, someone pops the ball up, you smash it down, you win the point, and then you go on to the next one. Whoever pops the ball up at a club level is the person who is going to lose the point. Many club level players, they don't know how to reset and get back into the point. That's why the points are short. When you have a high ball, you need to make sure that you are automatically winning the point. Too many players, they work so hard for this high ball, and either A, they hit it in the net, B, they hit it long, or C, they just hit the ball right back. They do all this work for this amazing high ball that they can automatically kill and 100% win the point, but instead, they just tap the ball back because they're afraid to miss. We're going to be going over specific tips and tricks for you to automatically put the ball away. We're going to be going over some of the main reasons why players either miss in the net or they miss long. In this video, we are going to fix all that. So again, when you have a high ball, you're going to know exactly how to put it away and automatically win the point. Let's go. Now, the first thing that we have to go over is when to recognize that we are going to use this put away shot. Once again, many players, they're indecisive. They don't know when to pull the trigger. Should I block the ball back or should I absolutely kill it and win the point? Well, in order to determine that, you have to understand the height of the ball. I want you to think green light, yellow light, red light. When the ball is low, you need to hit it back into the kitchen. When the ball is around your chest, you need to block the ball back. And when the ball is above your shoulders, you need to kill the ball and automatically win the point. Once again, you want to think red light down here, yellow light over here, and green light above here. I want you to think whenever you're hitting a ball down here in the red light, you have to hit the ball above the net or up over the net to get the ball back into the court. Whenever you're hitting the ball around here, you're basically hitting the ball around net height. You need to block the ball back. You can't be super aggressive because you're going to hit the ball in the net if you hit it straight forward. But up here in the green light, and this is where we're going to teach you, you are hitting down into the court. Once again, whenever you get a ball around your chest or above or shoulders above, depending on your height, you are hitting the ball down into the court. So the first thing that you have to do is when you get a ball that's at your shoulders or higher, you need to make sure that you use this shot. Once again, the shot that you use it on is a shot that is around here, that is above the net and you're swinging down into the court. Now we are going to turn the camera around and show you this exact red light, yellow light, and green light. Let's go. So again, when I'm down here, I have to hit the ball up over the net. If I swing forward and super fast, it's going to go in the net. If I swing super hard and I make it above the net, it's going to go long. And any good player, they're going to let that ball go. Now, if I'm around the yellow zone, which is around my rib cage, depending on your height, okay, maybe I can be a little bit aggressive, but still I'm going to go in the net or I'm going to go long if I'm in the yellow zone. The type of ball that you want to think that you're going to automatically put it away is when you're in the green zone, when you're at your shoulders or above. Notice my paddle and my contact is above the net. Because it's above the net, I can't swing forward or it's going to go long. I have to swing down. Once again, when it is at my shoulders or above, in order to get this ball in, I have to swing down. And that is how to be aggressive. If you can get more balls that you're swinging down on instead of swinging up on, like in the red zone, you are going to win more points because you can be aggressive and smash the ball downward. So the first thing that you're looking at is any ball that is around the green zone is when you want to do the shot. If you want to win more points, so many players, they're indecisive, they double think, and when you double think in pickleball, it's too long, you don't have enough time, and what's going to happen? You're going to second guess yourself and you're going to make the wrong shot. What you need to do is, instead of thinking, oh, when should I hit it? Anywhere below the green zone, I want you to block the ball back. I want you to dink the ball back. I want you to create an opportunity to get the ball up here, and then I want you to go for it. So the first strategy that you need to do, once again, is to recognize this shot. And if you don't get a high ball above here, you are going to block the ball back or dink the ball back and try to hit it in your opponent's kitchen. Patience is key. Patience is key, and that equals consistency. Now we're going to be talking about the paddle position. Depending on the height of the ball will determine what type of paddle position you should have. Depending on if it's here versus if it's here or all the way up here, your paddle should be in a different place. A lot of players go wrong because they hit balls around shoulder height and their paddle is vertical. You're never going to be able to hit an aggressive shot if your paddle's vertical and it's at your shoulders, because it's always going to be in the net. Instead of having your paddle vertical, you need to have your paddle a little bit diagonal or even horizontal. Now if you hit, you're going to be able to get the ball in. Once again, if it's ever in the green zone but it's around shoulder height, when you're just a little bit above the net, you want to make sure that your paddle's here and it's not here. That's the #1 reason why players go and they try to be aggressive and they can't miss it. Then they miss it once. They have a good shot, right? They think that they're going to win the point. They follow this green light rule, but then they hit a ball in the net because their paddle's positioned in the wrong position, or it's positioned the wrong way, not because they're not good. And then what happens? The next ball, they'll slow it down and they won't capitalize on the opportunity because they missed one shot. But really, they missed one shot because their paddle wasn't in the proper position. Now, before my phone overheats, we are going to change the angle, but we are going to show you this exact paddle positioning that you need to have so you can be aggressive on any ball that is above the net. Let's go. So again, any time that the ball is above the net, but it's around your shoulders, you need to make sure your paddle is more diagonal or even horizontal. In order to do this, you have to make sure that you hold your paddle loose. Too many players go wrong because they try to hit the ball. It's super hard. It's a sitting duck. They can absolutely kill the ball. And what happens? When you have a ball that you want to kill, what do? The first thing I do, if I could, say we were playing charades and I want to teach you a ball that you should kill, I would go like this. I would death grip, right? I want to squeeze it. I want to kill it. No, you need to make sure that you're loose. If I have a death grip, my paddle's never going to drop. You're never going to be able to get into this position to hit the ball in over the court. You're going to net the ball, or it's going to go long if you make it a little bit higher, because you're going to be in a death grip and your paddle is always going to be vertical. You need to make sure that, again, you tilt your paddle downward a little bit. Now, the best drill to do is either A, have someone hit tons of balls at you, or B, do some drop feeds around your shoulder height. And all you're going to do is make sure that your paddle is like this rather than like this. Now notice, when I do my paddle like this, this is a big thing. Notice where my paddle is when I do this. Ready? Here we are. I'm being aggressive, right? Notice where my paddle is. Does my paddle ever go back behind me? No. And this is another thing. A lot of players, they want to kill the ball and they think that they have to take a giant swing. The bigger of a swing, the more time you lose and the higher chance you have of missing the ball long. Well, Tyler, if I don't take a big swing, how do I get that power? Well, hey, stay tuned in this video. We're going to be teaching you exactly how to get proper power, regardless of taking a big swing or a small swing. Another thing that you have to realize is the higher level you get, the faster the ball you hit, maybe they'll be able to get the ball back, the faster the ball is going to come back. And in pickleball, you have to remember that time is a currency. So what you need to always do is you always need to make sure, if you're doing a forehand or a backhand, notice whenever it's at shoulder height, my paddle is a little bit diagonal or horizontal. Notice where my paddle is. It is always out in front of me. It never goes back. I am not winding up to get power. If I do this, I'm going to break down. It's going to be long. I might make one, but I'm not going to be consistent. Then I'm going to miss it. Then I'm going to get less trigger shy or more trigger shy. I'm going to be afraid to pull the trigger, automatically win the points. And then I'm going to self-destruct and start blocking it over. Now, we talked about here, now we are going to raise the contact a little bit. And what I want you to notice right here is that whenever it's at shoulder height, I'm in the green zone. This is green zone level 1. My paddle is a little bit diagonal, aka tiny bit horizontal. Now, the higher the ball gets, notice the more vertical my paddle goes. Once again, when I'm hitting a ball above my head, or that's a pop-up, now clearly shoulder high, let it fly, but if a ball's coming at this speed, the ball is going to still go in the court, and this is the pop-up that I'm going to do. Notice what I'm going to do. My paddle is going to be like this. So the lower in the green zone it is, the more diagonal I want my paddle to be, or horizontal. The higher it is, the more vertical I want my paddle to be. Now, why do I want my paddle to be more vertical when it's higher up? It's because I'm hitting down in the court. I want you to think, wherever the tip of your paddle is pointing, the ball is going to do the inverse. Whenever my paddle tip is up, the ball is going to go down. Whenever my paddle tip is down, the ball is going to go up. Once again, whenever the paddle tip is up, the ball is going to go down. Whenever the paddle tip is down, the ball is going to go up. So when the ball is up here, where a lot of players go wrong, is they don't adjust their paddle tip, or maybe they're doing the block volley and they try to hit it, and it goes long every single time. You need to keep your paddle tip up to swing down into the court. The higher the ball is, the more down in the court that you have to swing. Now, when we do this, and this is the number 2 reason or common reason why players go wrong and they miss the ball, they can't hit aggressive balls in the court, it's not consistent, they can't rely on it, so they have to slow it down because this is what they do. I want you to notice my elbow, and I want you to pay attention to my elbow only. They go like this. Here we are. Notice, yeah, I took my paddle back, but the one thing to solve that and this other thing is keeping your elbow in. If you want to get power on your pickleball shots, it is not from your arm, it's not from your shoulder, it's from your wrist. Once again, it's not here, it's here. Oh my gosh, I like framed that. Let's try it one more time, but I'm not going to crop that out. It is so hot. It is not here, it is here. Notice I'm using my wrist. I want you to think of basketball. In basketball, I can't play basketball for my life. The pickle yoga always beats me, but the flick of the wrist. You flick your wrist, you're flicking your wrist down into the court. Whenever the ball is up here, you're keeping your elbow tucked in and you're just using your wrist. You are pronating your wrist downward. Notice my elbow is tucked in, and what I am doing to get the power is I am snapping my wrist. Again, I'm snapping my wrist down. I'm not using my arm and my shoulder. I'm getting so much power by just using my wrist. Now we're going to turn the camera around. We're only going to keep it in the sun for a couple of seconds, and then we're going to take it back. But I want to show you this exact swing. Let's go. So again, here we are. It's high, and I want you to watch how much power I get with how little I am doing with my arm and my shoulder. My elbow's tucked in, and I'm just snapping my wrist. Again, here. And this is the best drill to do. Just get yourself a couple of balls, put them up high so you can swing down, not here around your shoulders, because again, you have to do this by being loose, but up here, and all you're going to do is snap your wrist down. All you're doing is from here to here. You're waving and you're flicking the wrist like you're shooting a basketball, here to here. Notice it is not, again, it's not here with my arm, it's just here. Now notice where I am aiming when I'm being aggressive on the court. I am aiming for the halfway point between the baseline and the kitchen. I am aiming right around here. Where I am not aiming is super deep or super short. I'm not trying to be fancy with it. If you have a high ball that you're smashing down, depending on who you're playing, but most club level players, they're not going to be able to return it. Too many players, they get too cute. They have a high ball right here and they try to go exactly for that baseline or exactly for out wide. And what happens? They end up missing it long. What you need to do is you need to aim for the middle of the court. Now, if you aim for the middle of the court, you have a ton of more margin for error. Maybe I pull a little bit long, maybe I pull a little bit short, maybe I pull it a little bit to the left or to the right. It doesn't matter because I gave myself so much margin for error that the ball is going to go in every single time. Does that make sense? Because that is huge. So again, from this angle, one more time before we move the camera, even for my backhand, I'm going here, here, here. For my forehand, and when it's high, I'm using the wrist, I'm keeping my elbow tucked in. I'm not opening my elbow because that's the moment I take a big backswing, and I don't want to do that because things can get wild. Now, when the ball is lower, I'm tilting the paddle downward. How do I do that? I'm releasing my grip rather than tightening my grip so the ball doesn't go in the net. Now I'm able to go here, and now I'm able to hit the ball down in the court and be aggressive from anywhere in that green zone. Now we're going to be talking about the second thing. And now once we have our paddle position this way, now we have to take our paddle position and position it this way. So once again, number one is to angle the paddle this way, but now number two is to actually angle the actual paddle face this way. Let's go. I want you to think about the face of your paddle. Wherever your paddle face is pointed, the ball is going to go. Pretend that there is a laser shining out the center of the paddle. Now, if my laser, and I open my paddle face this way, and the laser shining this way, there's a laser coming out, it's pointing to the sky right now because my paddle face is open. Where is the ball going to go? It's going to go up to the moon. Now, if I tilt my paddle down this way, and there's a laser shining from the center of my paddle, where is the laser going to be pointing? It's going to be pointing down into the court. So where is the ball going? It's going to go down. If I'm in this way, the laser's pointing this way, it's going up. If I'm in this way, the laser's pointing this way and it's going down. By tilting my paddle face downward, that's going to help me go down into the court when I want to hit it. Again, a lot of players go wrong because they're in the wrong grip. Their paddle might be proper. Look, I'm in this position. It's right here. It's around my shoulders. I listen to Tyler, okay. But look, my grip's open. And where's the ball going to go? It's going to go up. Instead, what I need to do is I need to tilt the paddle downward. Now when I do it, look what's going to happen. The ball's going to go down into the court. So you need to make sure that your paddle face isn't only positioned this way for the backhand as well. It's also tilted downward. Think, when you are hitting the ball from below the net, you need to open up your paddle face to hit the ball upward. When you're hitting from above the net, you want to close your paddle face. So there's two things that you want to think about. Number one is your paddle position. Up here it's vertical. Again, once we get around here, it's a little bit horizontal, diagonal. And then once we even go down here, we didn't talk about this, but it's low. It's pointing downward now so we can hit the ball up. Because whatever you do and tip your paddle, not the center, tip your paddle, the inverse is going to happen. So when it's low, you want to get it up, you're going to point that paddle tip down. But now, not only this way, you want to think about this way. Whenever the ball is low, you want to open the paddle. Whenever the ball is high, you want to close the paddle. When it's open, the laser's pointing up, you're going to hit the ball up. This is perfect for below the kitchen. But when it's closed and pointed down, you're going to hit the ball down. And where players go wrong again is maybe they're in this amazing dinking grip. They're dinking, perfect. Then they get the opportunity, they forget to adjust their grip. They forget to tilt the ball down. They have the wrong grip and the ball goes out. Remember, the block volley, think, whenever you're being aggressive, you're tilting the paddle downward. Whenever you're neutral, in the neutral yellow zone, you want your paddle just forward, not tilted down, not opened up. And whenever you're in red, you want your paddle face open because you're hitting up over the net. So when the ball is high, what you want to do is you want to be here, but where players go wrong is maybe they're blocking the ball back. They got taught at their local club or wherever they're playing, not at Universal Rackets because we teach everything, but they're playing at their local club and they're just blocking the ball. They're taught the volley, the backhand volley, the forehand volley like this. That's exactly what you want to teach, but where they miss and they don't go is up here. So they think they have a high ball, they're in this grip that their local pro taught them, and now, boom, they try to hit it. I can't be aggressive. So what do? They slow it down, just try to block the ball back. They're going to have that amazing opportunity, and they're going to block the ball back. Why? Because they never learned how to change their grip. They're in the wrong grip. So what you want to do is you always want to make sure, again, your paddle is tilted downward so you can hit down into the court and you can be an aggressive player. When the ball is high, again, you are tilting it down and you're using your wrist and you're keeping your elbow tucked in. Now, a lot of players like to say in all of our videos, we get a lot of comments about what type of grip that you should hit. We do not teach grips here. All we teach about is tilting the paddle face. Are you closing it or are you opening it? Now, when you're up here, you want to make sure your grip is tilted downward. Now, different things work for different people. So what I mean by that is just make sure that your paddle face is here. Okay, I might be in an Eastern, I might be more of a semi-Western. It depends on my wrist flexibility. It depends on my age. It depends on my playing level. But just in general, make sure you're here. I'm not going to tell you to be in a solid Western grip or Eastern grip if your wrist and your flexibility and everything likes more of a semi-Western grip. So again, always make sure that we're here when we're above the net. Now, the last thing that we're going to go over, we have the paddle face in the proper position. We have the paddle angle. We're understanding to always keep the paddle out in front. We're using our wrist. We're never using our elbow. We are recognizing the shot now. We're amazing at being aggressive at balls. We're aiming for the middle of the court, so we're not missing. We're golden, but the last thing that we have to do is do movement. Now, the next thing is you always want to make sure when you move out to a ball and it's aggressive, if it's in a floater, again, a ball's going to come up like this. That's when you're going to use the shot. You're going to push off in the proper way. If the ball is here, you're going to go like this. You're going to try to hit it as a forehand. You can also lower your legs and swing down. You're going to be here. But if the ball's over to the right or to the left, you need to move out to the ball properly. I want to be here, or I want to be here. I don't want to go here, or I don't want to stretch and go down. If you stretch and go down, you're going to swing down because you don't have enough length to do it. You have to make sure that your body moves sideways. So again, if you're going out to the left on your backhand, you're going to move sideways on your backhand. If you're going to the right, you're going to move sideways on your forehand. You're literally going to push off your outside leg to get over. For the left side, you're going to push off your outside leg to get over. So great drill to do is you want to think that you're always a crab. There's a wall here, there's a wall here, and you're going to push off to the side, push off to the side, push off to the side, push off to the side. And a great drill to do again is if you really want, you don't even need a ball. Just work on pushing off, hit, pushing off, hit, pushing off, hit. Notice I'm using this leg to get over and hit. Now, if your partner's back and you're up in the kitchen and the ball's floating over here, so say I'm up in the kitchen, my partner's back and the ball's floating, I'm always going to use this and get over. A lot of players go wrong because they're hesitant when to take it. They don't want to take their partner's ball. If you have a floater and you're up at the kitchen and you're able to get the ball faster than your partner is, if your partner's back there and you're closer, if you're closer to the ball and you can make contact higher up, you're always going to put that ball away. Once again, my partner's back here and I'm up here. Even if I'm all the way over here, I'm going to take that ball and smash it down. I'm not going to let the ball get back to my partner back here. So if you can get to the ball faster than your partner, you are going to take their ball. Why? Because when you're closer to the kitchen, you're going to be making contact above the net rather than further back. You're going to be making contact at or below the net. So you always want to make sure you keep your body sideways, make contact up here, lean over here, use those outside legs like that drill that we did, and you will always put the ball away and you will win so many more pickleball points. Now, the last thing that we have to go over, just a little couple tips, is you need to make sure that you keep your body down and your body forward and your body balanced. Notice when I'm hitting, when I hit and I put the paddle down, I'm here, my body's balanced and centered. If someone came to move me, I wouldn't move. Where a lot of players go wrong is that they hit and they fall out of balance. That can make their shot go inconsistent. Prior to contact, you want to make sure your paddle is here out in front. If my paddle's inside and I have a close ready position, now when the ball's high, I have to go out to the ball. When I go out to the ball, I'm going to pop the ball up. If I have my paddle here and now I'm able to make contact out in front, and again, I'm using my wrist, so I'm swinging down. The next thing that you want to do is you want to get into your legs. And lastly, notice when I'm going big, and this is a big thing as you get higher level, when I swing, notice where my paddle ends up every single time. My paddle always finishes in the center, so I'm ready for the next shot, just in case, because the faster that I hit the ball, the faster that the ball is going to come back. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, you guys have to understand is when the ball is high, you're going to go for the ball. You're not going to be trigger shy anymore. The best way I think would be to implement this is to go play games, rec games, go play at your local park, play people that are a little bit lower than you. They're probably going to pop more balls up. And every single time, make sure they're not older, they can defend themselves with the paddle because you don't want to give any black eyes. But you want to make sure when the ball's up, you're always going to go for it. When you're playing a little bit higher, if you're playing rec and you're playing a little bit higher level, think now, any ball that's high, you 100% go for it. I don't care if you miss. I would rather have you miss it going like this, hitting the ball long, pulling the trigger, than you making it going like this. Even if you won the point by just blocking it back, you have to teach yourself and train yourself. The moment the ball is high, you are going to automatically end the point. You're going to do a kill shot. You just like won the fight, and now it's time to take the person out for good. You got to step on and take them out, right? Same thing. I don't know how much YouTube monitors this, but you need to make sure you end it. You did so much work for the point. You need to make sure that you get into that mindset of ending the point once it's high. When it's low, block it back. When it's low here, dink it. Another thing, again, when you're playing people higher than you, a lot of times players go wrong because they bail out a point or they try to be aggressive because it's too low. Now you're playing a game when you're playing people higher than you, and every single time you're going to block it back until you get that kill shot. If you do that and you minimize your errors, you're going to win a ton more points. Now, once you do that, once you work that on rec play, then you're going to bring this out to your match. And what's going to happen is every single high ball that your opponents give you at these tournaments, you're going to be ending the point. And the thing is, if you're able to end the point every time that your opponents pop up a drop, they pop up a dink, and you show them that you will automatically end the point every single time. If they pop the ball up, they know that it's not coming back because you show them after 3 or 4 times, they're going to start getting into their head. And you're going to start be playing mental warfare. And what I mean by that is, think, if you're playing me, and every single time that you float a drop, I don't kill it all the time, I hit the ball back, and you're able to get the next shot back, and you're able to get the next shot back, what does that do for you? It gives you no fear of popping the ball up in the air or popping your dinks up in the air. If you're dinking with me and you know when you pop the ball up a little bit that I'm not going to absolutely kill the ball, you're going to have confidence because, okay, if I dink the ball, whatever. He's not going to kill the ball. I'm still going to get another shot. However, if you're dinking with me and you pop the ball up and I automatically killed it because I watched this video, or if you're hitting your drop and you pop the ball up and I automatically kill the ball every single time into the court because I'm aiming for the center and I win the point every single time, what's going to start happening in your mind? You're going to start getting afraid. You're going to start thinking in the back of my head in these dink rallies, we're dinking. You're, oh my gosh, if I pop this ball up to Tyler, it's going to be high, he's going to end it. What happens when you say, don't pop the ball up, don't pop the ball up, don't pop the ball up, don't pop the ball up? What is going to happen? You're going to pop the ball up. You're going to force them to get into their head. And when you're playing competitive pickleball, how many nerves happen on so many different occasions? Guys, you do not have to be the best. You do not have to have the best strokes, the best drops, the best volleys if you can play the right mental way. You can beat people of a higher level, of a higher duper, of a higher player rating, whatever they're using these days, and you can do so by doing the right thing at the right time and playing with the right strategy. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, the best way, it's not to tip, it's not to leave a thanks, it's not to subscribe, it's not to like, it is to share to your pickleball community. Now, if you're playing any bangers or aggressive people in the next couple weeks, you do not want to share them this video because now they're going to make every single one of their shots. Maybe before they had to slow it down, they had to block the ball back, they were afraid, they were trigger shy, but now they're going to be able to automatically kill the ball any place, anytime, anywhere. But other than that, share this to your pickleball community and help spread the love of Universal Rackets. I hope you guys had a great time. Happy hitting. Again, when it's high, go down, keep your elbow in, use your wrist. Don't take the paddle back when it's high. Keep your paddle vertical. Then when it's lower, you're going to adjust your paddle angle. How do we do it? We be loose. Make sure your paddle face is tilted down rather than open. Aim to the middle of the court. Make sure you move sideways. Make sure you pull the trigger. Always finish with your paddle in front. Keep your body forward and balanced, and you will be so much more aggressive. Your opponents will fear popping the ball up, and you're going to win so many more pickleball points. Have a good one. Happy hitting. See you guys next time on court. Pew.